Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Reviews.
That's right. This is going to be for the comics for the first week of February. That's a whole, at this point we're recording this, almost a full month ago. But anyway, we're going to go through a whole bunch of these this week, next week, and the week after that we'll have comics to review. So, anyway, you going to go first?
Yep. First we have Animal Man, issue 6. What do you think of this issue?
It was okay. And this is why it was okay for me. The book is basically 99% the movie that Buddy Baker was in, right?
Exactly.
Which in and of itself is interesting. I like the way it's drawn and it's your story. But what did it add to the story?
Nothing. It felt more to me like it was just a filler.
Yeah.
It was a filler waiting for Swamp Thing to get farther along in its stuff.
Well, I don't know if it was because of the waiting for Swamp Thing to get farther along or for the Animal Man to get farther along. I don't know. You know, I like the way it was delivered because it's, you know, they watched on their cell phone and whatnot, so you occasionally have the buffering and that kind of thing. That was interesting. It was, I guess it was fun to see it, but I don't know that there was, it felt like there wasn't a need to see it now. It felt to me like if they were going to do this, and I know I'd be fine with it if they weren't already in the middle of something crazy going on.
Yeah.
You know, if they weren't in the middle of this whole crazy thing they got going on in this story, then it wouldn't feel, I mean, I would still read it and go, oh, look, it's filler. But it wouldn't have the same feel as filler as this does. This almost feels like they, you know, because that's all done by different artists or whatever that they got behind or something, so they just used that to fill in the space. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it would have been in between arcs when something really crazy wasn't going on, I would have read it and went, oh, that was fun. That was fun getting to finally see the, you know, Buddy's movie. But I didn't dislike it.
Yeah, I didn't not like it. I just didn't.
What was the point?
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I read it and went, oh, well, that was a fine story, but what was the point?
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't have to have a point.
I guess.
I don't know. I wanted to continue on with the crazy stuff that's going on. So.
Yeah.
And so this break was kind of like, oh, what's that about? You know.
Yeah, I was like, God.
I guess I read it and I was waiting for it to tie into something, waiting for it to have some
meaning,
bigger meaning to the rest of the book, and I don't know that it does. Maybe I need to read it again. I don't know. I didn't see a correlation between the character Red Thunder in the movie, his character, and Animal Man, for instance.
No.
I mean, his life is completely fallen apart.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess his family life isn't falling apart in reality, but it's having a hard time right now because the craziness is happening. But so yeah, so you know that's where I was with it as far as that goes.
For me, the only thing that had relevance at all with the what's currently going on is the very, very end when they show down on the highway a few feet. There's the dead deer.
The roadkill.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, there's some viciously, wickedly cool some stuff in the book. But yeah, for me, I guess I wanted it to have some sort of a tie-in or have some sort of a feeling or there be some parallel or there be something. If anybody out there is reading this book and they feel like there was some sort of a tie-in of some sort, you know, comment.
Free to share.
Yeah, comment. Let us know. Let us know if there's that we're missing something from a literary critical standpoint that we're missing in the book. Any rate, next up is Batgirl number 6. What you think?
This issue was okay. This comic is slowly getting better for me, but not by much. I mean, I liked it, and I like that we got to see some backstory on Barbara in this. Mm-hmm. And I still like Barbara's roommate. She amuses me.
Yeah.
I like her.
She's actually my favorite character in the whole book.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think of Batgirl's mom?
She's kind of scary.
What's she up to? You think she's scary?
I think
Do you think she's just overcompensating with the whole cooking everything and whatnot? Or is there going to be a more sinister plot come along?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, because she just appears out of the blue.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
She shows up and then she starts doing all this nice stuff.
Well, yeah, but she's overcompensating for basically having abandoned her.
Yeah. Still, I don't know.
Yeah. For me, this book, I think it is getting better, and this is why it's getting better for me. To start out with, Barbara Gordon was on the verge of being pathetic.
Yeah.
In her you know, oh, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. Here, she doesn't come across as pathetic so much as just a little needy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting tired of that. I'm hoping that this is the, you know, she interacts with Batman in this. It all comes out all right. She figures that obviously Batman knows she knows what she's doing. You know, makes the statement, I always thought you were supposed to be the, you know, that you were always going to be Batgirl and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's the confidence she needs to move to the next level.
I hope so.
You know, not that she shouldn't be concerned about stuff and whatnot. I mean, she's you know, she's a different type of character in a different perspective, obviously, than hard-boiled Batman and whatnot. But I just feel like she spends way too much time, it feels like, worrying about what everybody else is thinking or whatever. And it's just, at some point, it's like, I want to shake her and go, knock it off. You're Batgirl, you're Barbara Gordon, you're awesome. Let's get on with being awesome.
Yeah, you have this down. Obviously, you have this down if you're Batgirl in the first place, so.
I thought Mom was a bit weird. I'm not sure there was a bigger plot line there. Other than it's interesting that she hasn't mentioned, you know, she hasn't
talked to
Gordon.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I liked this villain. It was an interesting villain. It almost felt like she was taken care of awfully quickly, though.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like the idea of it, though. I like the, you know, it's.
I liked her backstory. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So she's interesting. So I mean, Gail Simone's still building some interesting characters and adding some new people to the DC universe that potentially, you know, we could see again down the road. You know, still messed up or whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping we move. I'm hoping we move. That this is a sign that Batgirl's moving towards awesome and less whatever. But now, two other people in our house read the book and they both really like it.
Yeah.
They think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't think she's needy at all. So maybe it's just our perspective.
Yeah, maybe we're just crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's our male perspective. I don't know. Anyway, you know, like I said, let us know what you guys think of it.
Yeah. Next we have Batwing, issue 6. So what'd you think of this issue?
I'm liking the book. It feels like it's going somewhere again. There for a while it was like, it always with Ben Oliver, one of the times that he's doing the artwork, he doesn't do the cover of this, but he does the interiors. I like his artwork. As basic as it seems to be, it just looks really cool. And whereas the book has looked cool, it was, I mean, there's this interesting plot, but it felt like it was taking a long time to get to something. And it really feels like now it's really getting to something in this issue. You know, we're pretty sure that we've identified who Massacre is, that he's the general that...
Yeah, General Kaito, I think
yeah,
his name is pronounced.
that Batwing thought that he had killed off when he was still a kid.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I can't wait to find out really exactly what the Kingdom did.
Yeah.
That they supposedly, you know,
killed all those
50,000 people or whatever, and that they had all this blood on their hands and whatnot. That's going to be an interesting to find out also. I don't know if I'm happy about the fact that this whole thing's going to go back to Gotham.
It all leads to Gotham. Everything, I swear.
Gotham is evil.
I know Gotham is evil, but still, it all leads to Gotham. I swear, every single book in the New 52 has gone to Gotham at least once.
Well, we don't read
all
Superman.
All goes to Gotham.
We don't read all Superman stuff.
Oh, I'm sure Superman comes to Gotham. It's just a matter of time.
He slums in Gotham, huh?
Yeah.
But, so that's the one thing about it. I was like, oh, you know, why couldn't it have stayed in Africa? You know? But this will be interesting because now you're gonna get to see one of the, you know, quote unquote Batman Incorporated guys working with the main group in the new DC 52, because you know they obviously show that you know that there are people already in Gotham to help them out in the end of the book. So that can be interesting, you know, seeing them work together, and you know, because David, you know, Batwing, he certainly has a different perspective on the world than most heroes do. I mean, having been a child soldier and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So that's, you know, that's interesting. It was kind of interesting to see some of the more of his backstory about how he tried dealing with the fact that he was a cop, and you know, there's so many other cops that are corrupt and whatnot. And how does he make that work? And so obviously that's what drives him to be the vigilante, is the fact that if he's being a policeman, he's not going to be able to create the good that he thought he was going to be able to because, so much of his police force is being bought out by people and whatnot. So, so that part was kind of interesting. I'm enjoying the book. It's got some interesting stuff going on. I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like how this story has gone, and it seems like your classic hero story. Like, so there's the hero, and then you slowly get to hear his backstory, and then the villain seems to slowly be making more and more progress, and then now he's starting to make more progress and he's starting to win compared to Massacre.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm excited for when they go to Gotham because I love the artist, and I'm sure Gotham is just going to look so cool.
Yeah, yeah. At some point, that artist is leaving.
Yeah.
And they're getting a new artist. They're getting Marcus 2, which I think is cool. He's the guy that's doing the Huntress right now, the Huntress miniseries. So he's a solid guy. He'll have a different look, obviously, than that painted look that Ben Oliver has. But yeah. Well, the only thing is part of what I think is cool about Gotham is all that background, right? All the Gothic architecture and whatnot. Well, but Ben Oliver doesn't do a lot of, his backgrounds are minimal. So I don't know if we're going to see a cool Gotham or not.
I don't know.
Unlike when Dustin, I don't know how to say his last name, who did Streets of Gotham and all that kind of stuff. Of course, his watercolors and whatnot, he does his. I think he captures the look and feel of Gotham probably better than anybody else out right now. Yeah. So,
I agree.
But anyway, that's getting off the subject. So next up we have Defenders #3, one of our Marvel titles. What'd you think of Defenders?
I like it. I like it still. It seems like your average comic book. I like the machine, the engine, I guess it's called, of the world, the shape of the universe.
Right.
Whatever
somehow
that is.
It's got the conception or whatever the heck it's called. It has some sort of grasp on reality.
Yeah. I like this. Some of the stuff in it though didn't quite make sense to me. I mean, like with Silver Surfer, he just grabs the ship and tosses it out into nowhere. I mean, if he's that powerful, you think that he would have been at least a little bit more capable when fighting what's-his-face in his evil eye. And it's pretty cool, the guy with the Omega hands. That was awesome. That was awesome. And I love the narration. The fact that it has a narration. And it's like, the Destroyer, yada, yada, yada. I also like the fact that the Destroyer of Worlds' last resort is to just hit it.
Right.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Yeah. I like this.
Yeah. For me, I like the characters. I like the characters in this comic quite a bit. They're all interesting heroes in their own right, and together they're fun. They have an interesting mix to them and stuff. It's interesting you commented on the narrative. There's lots of narrative in this in this story. I almost found that over the top and confusing. Whereas I love Matt Fraction's writer on this. I love his narration in his comic Casanova. For me, that's almost what makes the comic. It's just his overview of what's going on and stuff. In this, it was almost felt blah 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 to a point. To me, it almost felt like it was almost static, taking away.
A little over-informative.
Right. I guess it was information I needed to know. I don't know. Something about it. Things I hate about this comic. I hate the little ads that are at the bottom of the pages. That infuriates me to no end. Sometimes it has to do with the comic itself. It's some like extra little pitch. It's kind of like the splash things that are on. They used to be on old comics. Back in the day, will they survive this or whatever. Some of those have to do with the comic, and lots of them have nothing to do with this title. They have to do with other titles.
Yeah,
and
buy this.
And I find it extremely distracting.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it's in this title. Granted, I'm only collecting one other Marvel title, and it's not in that title. If it was in that title, it would break the ambiance of that title.
Yeah.
Like crazy. But so I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious to see. This was the end of an arc. I'm curious to see what comes after this. like I said, I like the characters. I'm not 100% sold on this book, partially to the fact that I'm a tightwad, and it's a Marvel book, and this Marvel book is one of the $3.99 Marvel books as opposed to the $2.99. And so, for me, when most of my comics I collect are $2.99, if something's going to be more expensive than that, it better be bringing me something that I'm not getting someplace else. And I don't know that as a whole that this book is doing that.
No, I don't think it is.
But yeah, we're going to give it a few more issues. I think we're going to get into the next arc and see what it's like, and see where we go from there. Whether or not I'm willing to continue to keep spending money on it. Anybody out there collect Defenders? I haven't heard too many people talking about it, so. Well, we're going to split this show in half, and this is the first half, and after you see this half, hopefully the next half will be up on YouTube so you can see it too, okay? Anyway, see you back here in just a few.